You felt it. That split second where your heart drops because the screen froze right as you were about to win. Or that moment in a Zoom call where your boss asks you a direct question and suddenly your voice sounds like a malfunctioning robot before the connection just dies. We've been told it's the provider. We've been told we need to pay for the Ultra Gold Extreme plan. But what if I told you that 90% of the speed you're paying for is currently trapped behind a wall you didn't even know you built? Today, we're going to tear that wall down. Welcome back. If you're tired of being the person with the laggy mic or the one waiting for Netflix to buffer in 4K, you're in the right place. We're going to turn your home network into a fortress of speed. Before we dive into the why and the how, do me a quick favor. If you're a fan of tech that actually works the way it's supposed to, hit that like button and subscribe. It helps the channel more than you know, and it ensures you won't miss the next deep dive into reclaiming your digital life. Now let's talk about the invisible war happening in your living room. Most of us treat our routers like a piece of furniture. We hide it behind the TV, we shove it in a closet, or we leave it on the floor next to the dust bunnies. We think as long as the little green lights are blinking, we're good. But Wi-Fi isn't magic. It's physics. Think of your Wi-Fi signal like a light bulb. If you put a lamp inside a cupboard, does the rest of the room get bright? No, it stays dark. Yet we expect our routers to push signals through bricks, water pipes, and metal appliances without breaking a sweat. And then there are the ghost devices. You think it's just you and your laptop, but it's your phone, your partner's phone, the smart fridge you forgot you connected, and that old tablet in the drawer that's still trying to update apps from 2022. Every single one of them is screaming for attention, and your router is struggling to keep up with the noise. But here's the part no one talks about. The real reason your gaming ping spikes at 8 p.m. isn't just about how many devices are on. It's about how they're talking. You've probably seen the 2 Wi-Fi bands in your settings. Most people just click the one with the strongest bars and call it a day. That's the first big mistake. The 2.4 GHz band is the old reliable of the internet. It travels far and goes through walls easily, but it's crowded. Your microwave, your Bluetooth headphones, even your neighbor's baby monitor all live on that same frequency. It's like trying to drive a Ferrari through a school zone at peak hours. You're not going anywhere fast. Then there's 5 GHz. It's fast, it's wide open, it's the highway. But it has one fatal flaw. It's weak against walls. So you move one room over, the signal drops, and your device automatically switches back to the slow, crowded 2.4 GHz lane. And it stays there. Even when you move closer to the router, your phone clings to the slow connection like a safety blanket. If you want to stop the lag, you have to stop letting your devices make their own decisions. Log into your router. It's not as technical as it sounds. Most of the time, it's just typing a series of numbers into your browser. Once you're in, look for a setting called Smart Connect or Band Steering. Manufacturers love this feature because it combines both frequencies into one name and calls it seamless. It's not, it's a trap. Turn it off. Give your 2.4 GHz and your 5 GHz different names. Call one the slow lane and the other the rocket. Here's the strategy. Every low-demand device, smart bulbs, printers, smart appliances, put them on the 2.4 GHz network. They don't need speed, they just need stability. Your gaming PC, your console, and your work laptop belong on the 5 GHz network. By separating the traffic, you clear the highway for what actually matters. But what if you're in a dead zone? What if the 5 GHz signal won't reach your bedroom? This is where people throw money at the problem. They see an ad for an expensive mesh system and assume it'll fix everything. Sometimes it helps, but often you're just buying a louder way to repeat a bad signal. If the main router has a weak connection, the nodes are just spreading that weakness around your house. If you're a gamer or someone whose income depends on stable calls, here's the truth no one wants to hear. The best Wi-Fi in the world is a cable. It may feel outdated, but running even one Ethernet cable from your router to your desk or console can wipe out most problems instantly. No interference, no random spikes, just stability. If cables aren't an option, power line adapters are a solid alternative. They use your home's electrical wiring to deliver internet and can be a lifesaver for dead zones. There's one more silent killer most people never check. Interference. In apartments or crowded neighborhoods, your router is battling dozens of others on the same channels. It's like trying to talk in a room where everyone's yelling. Free Wi-Fi analyzer apps show which channels are overcrowded. Routers usually sit on auto, but they're bad at choosing wisely. Manually switching to a clearer channel, often 1, 6, or 11 on 2.4 gigahertz, can make an immediate difference. We live so much of our lives online. When the connection breaks, it's not just annoying, it disrupts everything. You don't need to be a network engineer to have great internet. You just need to stop treating your router like a mysterious black box. Move it into the open. Separate your bands. Clear the channels. When you do, something interesting happens. You stop thinking about the internet. It just works. And that's the real goal, to let the technology disappear so you can focus on the game, the project, or the person on the other side of the screen. If even one tip here helped you kill the lag, hit that like button. It genuinely helps the channel reach more people who are still staring at a buffering icon. And if you've discovered a trick I didn't mention, drop it in the comments. I'm always looking to learn, and the community will appreciate it too. Subscribe for more guides on taking back control of your tech. Thanks for watching, and go fix that Wi-Fi.